Hello, everybody. This is Melinda Cooper. It's Tuesday morning. And before you even ask, I'm Melinda Cooper. I'm living the dream. My hair needs to be cut. So thank you very much for the beautiful hat to cover my hair. Okay. I'm like everybody else, right? I'm with my good friend, Marion. We were talking about the fact that she was looking at me. She's like, "You're wearing a hat." I'm like, this
I
hair.
knew there had to be a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got up this morning, I took my shower, I got everything. And then my hair is like this, right? For most people who don't know, my hair just goes mega out. So I was trying to put a headband and it looked like I was wearing what is that, a peacock fan? So I was like, no, just stick it under a hat and be done with it. So just want you to know it's still me under the wonderful hat. And I'm Melinda Cooper and I am living the dream. And today we're continuing our April conversation about having email campaigns and what kind of emails should you really use for your campaigns. And today, Marion, we're going to be talking about our shameless plugs. You got to do it. You got to do it. There is no doubt about it. You know how those go, right, Marion? You have to tell them what you want them to buy, right?
If you don't tell them, they don't know.
That's right. And you know what? Confused people do not buy.
Well,
They're
isn't
like, let
that
me
the
think
truth?
about it. Let me think about it, right? So you have to be clear and concise. Now, I'm going to tell you, let's start out first off, right up front. There are going to be three different things I'm talking about today. And the first one, which I think is most important, is your own shameless plug. Okay. You have to say, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the group. Here's your download. Bam. Right. And then, some people think you shouldn't start pitching. I don't consider it a pitch. You tell them, hey, you know what? This is something else you might be interested in. This is something else I might have for you. Right. This is something else that you will be seeing. We'll talk about a lot in the group, whatever the situation is. Because what gives them is the idea to drive them to your website. Let me see if I can say that again. Marion, did you get it? Marion, are you with me? Uh-oh. Are you
All of
with
a
me?
sudden, all of a sudden, everything went black.
Okay. I was talking about the fact that we have to put in, we do a thank you, we do a welcome, and then all of a sudden we say, here is your download that you gave me your wonderful email for. And by the way, here is something that you could use or might be interested in, right? For some people, they would automatically say that is a shameless plug. But on the other hand, I look at it very definitely. Google says that there's an 8-second bounce. 8 seconds. The average person who's on internet and working and researching and looking has up to 15 tabs open at a time. So they look here, they keep going, they look over here, they tab, then they compare, and they go back and forth. It's called an 8-second bounce. If they're not on your page, if they're not on your website for 8 seconds, it doesn't count. How you like that?
Well, I can understand why they would do that. If we can't keep their attention for more than 8 seconds, it shouldn't count.
That's right. Absolutely. And it doesn't help with your analytics. It doesn't help you to know what's working and what's not working. It doesn't do anything for you. So in your email, you tell them, this is something else that I think could help you or can be good for you or whatever it is, but you're driving them to your website. You drive them to your blog, you drive them to your videos, you drive them to your products, you drive them to free other books or whatever, but they have to go to the website because that is where you're ranking. That's where other people are going to be looking for you. And unless you start working to send people there, you're kind of stuck like Chuck. You know, I'm just saying. And
Stuck
the
like
next,
Chuck.
huh?
Stuck like Chuck.
Stuck like Chuck. It's just, you've always had that. I always had Chuck. I don't know why Chuck is always stuck, but it's a good rhyme. So, so when you look at that, some people consider that to start plugging immediately or to start punching immediately, they're like, forget it. That's too soon. I look at it real simple. They came to you for one reason. And it's kind of like walking into Walmart. It's kind of like walking into a ladies' store. They put the sales in the back of the store so that way you have to walk all the way through it to get to the sale. By the way, did you notice that you might look over something else that you might like?
And it happens a lot. I actually saw a pair of earrings the other day when I was on the way back to the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at those shiny little earrings. Yes, I totally get it.
Right. And so that's kind of what you're doing. You're telling them, hey, I know you got this for up front, but how about coming to the back? Let's go all the way to the back and see what else you like. Right. See what else I can help you with. See what answers I have to solve your problems. Right. So the idea is to make sure that they get there. So that's your shameless plug. Right. That's number one. What is it? You give them what you promised them, but then you go ahead and direct them back to your own website for what else you might have that could actually help them. And you might even explain, I noticed that you got this ebook, it pertains to whatever, whatever. You might want to go ahead and look back, go here and see what else, because there's a product that has da 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 da. Address the problem, tell them the solution, and tell them you have it at your website. Right? That's another way of doing it. It's, you're still getting them out there, right? Because if they can bounce off your website in 8 seconds, how fast do you think that they can download and then dispose of your email or dispose and unsubscribe, whatever the case is? But you want to give them something to go back to look for. Go back and see what else you have. Okay, so that's number one. The number two is you know what? Marion LaSalle is a show producer, and I use her quite often. Actually, I'm going to tell you, I just pimp you out. But I have a new client, and I have a new client, or I know somebody that I can't help. Hey, I know somebody who can, right? Go check on Marion. This is her link. Go out there. You're looking for this. She has that and I do not. Don't be afraid to say you don't have it, but I have someone who does, right? Someone you do collaboration with, someone that you work with yourself, someone that you would recommend that you use their products and it was good to go, right? You're giving them another shameless plug.
I think a lot of people would really help themselves if they had what you have, which is a desire to help people no matter what. Some people try to, it's not even that they try, they just don't know how to share. And I think that the people like you who say, look, I have a team of people who I rely on that have all these different services. I don't do it all, but as a team, we can cover everything that you need. And by doing that, you're not only looking good in their eyes, but in the team's eyes, you're also, looking, you're not just looking good, but you're looking like you want to share. You want to share, and that it's just priceless. It really is. It helps you and your client and everybody around you to succeed. So think about who you could bring into your team, who you could bring into your circle that you could refer. Now, of course, you have to feel good about that person. Are they going to take good care of your clients? Are they going to, stab you in the back? No, we don't want those. Get rid of those. But I think it's important that you do that, because too many people try to sell everything themselves,
right,
and it hurts everybody.
It's funny that you say that. I was talking to a new prospective client yesterday. We were going over a session. We were doing a strategy session. This is what he needs or whatever. And I told him, I have a team, and certain parts of the work that you're looking to develop, I will be contracting out. I tell him I will be having somebody else join the team or be on the team to do that work. I said, so I will be adding in their prices. I will be adding in their portion. And I will let you know, this is who we're going to be working with, and this is their prices. And you can go, and if we get a great discount, it's because of the package deal. If it's not a great discount, this is still what they charge. But this way, everybody knows up front, Melinda's not doing it all. I never wanted to do it all. I always wanted to have a team that I could say, oh, this one goes to that person, this one goes to that person. They do their job, I do my job, and we are a great wheel that's going around, right? And I think that helps to catapult each other. Because you know what? When I'm willing to share Marion LaSalle, and I have several others that I share for different things that they do, just what they do. They stay in their lane, right? So when I do that, I have no problems in saying, you know what? I'm not up for that, but somebody else is. And guess what? The next time that person, Marion or anybody else, says, you know what? I don't do that, but Melinda Cooper does. Living the dream does. Let me send you out there. Let me call Melinda, let her call you herself, whatever the situation is, right? Because when you're willing to make those connections, you're sending out a wonderful ripple that I am ready to help. I
I
am
think
ready to serve you where you need it.
I think what's really important is clarity. So I know that's not on our list of today, but as you're talking about this, I'm thinking to myself, well, if, as long as I know what my partners are willing to share, what they can share, because sometimes life challenges come up and they can't handle that product or service right now. So keep your partners apprised at what it is that you're willing to do right now, that you're really good at, that you can offer and service those clients. Because let's face it, 2 years ago, I used to do web design. I'm no longer doing web design. So if Melinda sent me a client right now that said, hey, I need a website, I'd go, you know, I really don't want to do that. Can I? Of course. But I got, you know, she doesn't want to hear that. You
Right.
need to keep your partners apprised at exactly what it is that you can offer your clients, because that's how you get referrals.
That really is true because, we all change. I call it the pivot. Right now, I'm calling it the pivot. You know what? It's kind of like dancing. We're all kind of moving down the road and we're dancing just fine. Da, 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 da.
I like
We're
to
doing,
dance, by the way.
I love to dance. Dancing in my family, if you can stand up, you're dancing. They put you on your parents' feet and you just learn the steps the
Hey,
minute you can
I've been to
stand
a
up.
birthday party of yours where I witnessed like a 90-year-old out there dancing everybody under the table. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. You just learn, right? Well, when you're dancing and when you're going down the road of life, you're gonna every now and then have to pivot around that hole in the ground or the pocket or whatever, the bump in
Thank
the
you
road,
for
whatever.
that.
You've got to pivot. And when you're
Thank
ready to
you.
pivot, you say, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. Let me do something else and still keep moving.
Thank you for that, Melinda. This is really, really important. Kind of like your hair. You can't really get out and get a haircut right now because none of the hairdressers are open. So what do? You pivot around that hole. I
That's right.
love that.
I just pivot. Let me just do this, and everybody in my house is going, you're gonna wear a baseball cap? I'm like, yes, done. Wasn't up for discussion. This is what we're doing. I'm done. Right? We just kind of move around and
What
keep
are
moving.
the alternatives? The alternatives are not to show up. And
That's right.
isn't that how we want to be able to show up? You can't, just like Melinda always says to us, if you can't be seen, you're not in business. So if she didn't show up today, what would you think? She wasn't in business. She's
That's right.
gone down. Where is she?
What happened to Melinda? It's not working, right? Something's wrong, right?
That's right.
So you just pivot and you move on around,
Thank you.
right? So remember, what is it? The first one is the fact that you go ahead and you plug yourself. Your first shameless plug is, you know what? Here's what you asked for, and this is how I can really solve your problem. Go to my website and find another one, right? Number two is the fact that be willing to collaborate. Hey, you know what? I got somebody over here who can help with that as well. And by the way, are you looking for this? Because if you kind of know your clients, you also know what they need on the side. I call it, you order a hamburger. Do you want onions? Do you need pickles? Do you need lettuce? Do you need tomato? Right. But you know what? I've got the tomatoes. I've also got, the pickles over here. I've got somebody on my team who can do that. Right. So that's your second plug. Now here comes a third plug. And a lot of people get real caught up with that. Number three. And here it is. I want you to understand this. Every now and then we get just too busy to be creating a brand new product every single day. I'd love to say we all had that. But you know what? It takes time to create a product. It takes time. It takes, all kinds of processes, a plan, a strategy, a launch, you name it, right? It takes a whole lot to get a product out. So how about if you get a product that complements you or a product that you use in your own business? And guess what? You become an affiliate. You become an affiliate of that product. You're using it already. You're telling people about it already because you use it. Oh my God, this is what I use. How fantastic is this? You should try it, right? All of a sudden, you're an affiliate. Why not tell them about the affiliate? Tell them how you're using it. Tell them how it's working your business, how it's helping you so far on it. Here is what? Oh, my link.
I
My
call it
link.
mailbox money.
That's right. Mailbox
Something I
money.
did 11 years ago, I am still getting a check every single month for things that I did 11 years ago, one time. And that's, I mean, you can't beat that. And it was a service that I was using, just like Melinda said, it was a service that I was using at the time. And all I did was turn around and recommend it. And I said, by the way, if you use my link, not only will you get a discount, but you'll be helping me at the same time. And
That's
do you
right.
think that they resisted doing that? No, they were happy to do that.
That's right. If you build a situation where people know, you know what, Melinda's doing this because she's using it, or Melinda's doing it because, you know what, they've already tried it and it's working. How would you like to be able to get into a product and you already know it's working?
Right.
You already know that the person who's using it is saying, oh, heck yeah, you need this one.
Melinda, do you mind going back into the shameless plug area? Because I think a lot of people are embarrassed to plug something, especially when it's about them. Could you tell us a little bit more about why you thought that was important to talk about today?
Because you know what? My mother used to used to tease me about it. When my children were little, when they were little bitty bitty and they would start walking, if they stand up after they got off their diaper, right? They fell, bam, right? A lot of cush. Then they stand back up. The minute they stood up, I went, yay! Oh, yay! Right? So that they could learn to stand back up, right? So they stood back up. Oh yeah, right. I'm like, oh no, get up, yay! You're when we're little bitty, we have somebody applauding us. Now, I will tell you, my mother was always my greatest cheerleader. There's no lie about it. By far, throughout my entire life, thank you, Mom. She was my greatest cheerleader. But reality set in. I became an adult. I lost my mother. And guess what? I'm the best cheerleader that I have, right? Everybody can help me at it, but they might just forget something important that I need them to say. Some people, the other day, somebody actually said, I said, hey, you know what? Have you had a chance to look at my digital magazine? You have a digital magazine? Uh, yes, 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 I do. And you know what? You've been missing it. What the hell are you talking about? You didn't even have chance to run out and look at my digital magazine. I said, so you haven't been to the website lately, right? And they started laughing. I said, oh, that's okay. Now you're letting me know. I need to figure out how to get you to my website. And the person froze, right? Because that person, I'm so busy trying to get other things and do what I need to do to make the everyday today business work, that all of a sudden I realized, uh-oh, what happened to my promotions for where's my cheerleader for the digital magazine, for Living the Dream Business
Ah,
magazine,
okay.
right? Was it the fact that I was, yay, Melinda in the magazine? I was like, oh no, I need to promote that. That's my plug. That's my business. I have to remind them that it's sitting on the shelf, that they can pick it up, that they can read a great article, they can see great ads. They might get a discount if they use those ads, right? I forgot to remind them of that.
Do you send out a newsletter reminding them?
Actually, I'm putting that into place, believe it or not. I'm putting that into place this month in May. And the reason I haven't done it before is because I've been so busy trying to build. And, that's something we forget as well as entrepreneurs, especially like myself. I forget that there's a lot of automation that could make the business flow so much easier. So I had somebody who was running my automation, and unfortunately, things came up, life changed, and they weren't able to do it anymore. And all of a sudden I went, who's running, like you say, who's running my information going out? Who's nurturing that email list that I've had for so long, right? I will be honest with you. I have a ton of people on an email list and I haven't nurtured them. So in May, with the new magazine, with the May, June issue coming out, I want to say, oh my gosh, it's been so long. I am so sorry that I have not sent this out to you, right? And I'm going to nurture them back in, let them know, here's the article. What articles are you looking for? Let me help you with it, right? Maybe it was in one of the ones you've missed. But I have to be the cheerleader. And when I say cheerleader, it's not so much the plugging of me. Remember, we're not always plugging Melinda Cooper. We're plugging living the dream business, right? I can talk about it because it is a living, breathing entity of its own. It's going day by day, whether I'm there or not. It's doing automation day by day, whether I'm there or not. Facebook will keep on rocking and rolling, whether Melinda is out there or not. So will LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You get it. They all go on whether I'm on it or not, right? And living the dream business pages on all these platforms, they're there whether I'm there or not. They're still on there. People can still go and look at them. I had somebody say, Melinda, I looked at your profile recently. I really like to talk to you about it. And I thought, ooh, I should get out there and check that profile. Do I still do the same things? I need to update, right? And so all of a sudden, when you start looking at that, that's your plug. That's who you're shamelessly plugging, your business. Because if you're not being seen, you really are not doing business.
Now, this has a lot of merit. I think everybody should put it on their calendar that you need to go and look at your profile. So all the different places that you have your information has a place for your profile. So I went on LinkedIn recently to make sure that it still says what I want it to say.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing for all the places that I show up online. The About Me page on your YouTube, you need to look at that because people do look at it. I click on it to see what kind of information is about them that they want me to know.
That's right.
So you probably should make a list of all the media that you have in place and go and look and see what you wrote about yourself because it might be different today. We talked about this earlier today. It's like keep everybody abreast of what it is that you're doing now because it does change. We've pivoted several times.
That's right. Several times over. And you know what? Let me tell you something. It's not only about that you update about you update your business. Okay. You update the fact that, guess what, folks? Now I'm doing live stream. Guess what, folks? Now I'm changed the platform of the magazine. I'm changing the style. I'm changing the, whatever it is. I'm changing it. Right. So in doing all of that, all of a sudden, it's a different world. So as you pivot, as you do that, the turns around the dance floor, as you pick up speed, as you slow down speed, as you shift, right? That pivot can take you into a whole different world. For all of us who can remember the Tasmanian devil and how he would be spinning, right? And all of a sudden something happened, then he spins over here or he spins over there. And you really couldn't, say he follows a straight line. He goes zigzaggy. And that's kind of what business is all about, right? We see what's working. And if it's not working, we get rid of it. We pivot around that circle and we go to something else, right? We fill the hole. Yes. We fill the need.
Yes. Every week you give us things that we need to take care of. Every week you give us ideas of how we can improve ourselves, our business. And so I think what we need is a checklist. Occasionally you'll see, because Melinda has a paid membership, and in the membership you get things. And one of them was a checklist. And I thought that is a perfect opportunity for us to keep track of what it is that Melinda's asking us to do, because she's obviously not going to ask us to do something that's going to hurt us. It's only going to help. So we might forget. So you can go back to checklists and say, okay, I need to make sure I've done this, and put it in your calendar and schedule time to do it.
That's absolutely right. Because when we're not organized, you want to talk about scatter. I used to laugh because when the children were young, my children were young. Now they're adults. I'm a new grandmother. But the reality is that when they were little bitty, I would put their chores in a little bowl, right? And because I don't like doing that one. Can I do? Fine. I put them all in the bowl, and then they would just pick, scatter, right? And they're like, And I'm like, oh, well, that's what you picked. That's what you got, right? That's what your thing was. But when became, as they got older, I'm like, I don't care if you like it or not. These are the chores. We have to get them done. Who's doing what? Split it up, made it organized. Then the chores were done within 2 hours. Done. Everybody got everything done. We all split it up. Everybody do their share. And it was done. It was taken care of. It was handled. Boom. We're back into that working oiled machine that worked so well to get us everywhere where we were going at that time. Right. And that's what I think people forget about their business. Right. Um, I
You
have
have
my,
chores. You have chores.
we have chores.
Nobody likes
You,
that word, Melinda.
I know it, right? That tells you my age, right? Right. We have items on the list if you'd like it that way.
And
But
she expects you to get your chores done, let me tell you. If you
that's right.
don't, she's going to keep you accountable.
Well, and that's what we need. Somebody says, hey, by the chance, did you do that? Did you go out there and try that? How does it look? Send me your link. Let me know how it looks. And I have a lot of people who will send me their link when I tell them that, if you'd like, I'll take a look. Send me your link. Some people say, oh, no, that's okay, Melinda, never mind. And they don't.
Yeah.
And other people say, really? Boom, it's there before we even finish our conversation.
Yes, I've noticed that. That's amazing. I love people like that. Get her done.
Well, I like to take action.
Don't put it off till tomorrow, which you could get done right now.
That's right. That's right.
Get out there and take your walk. Get you going. Get your blood moving.
That's right. You take action because you know what? I'm going to say this. And I know my mother wasn't the one who coined the phrase, but boy, did she used to say it. She goes, your dreams like momentum. I was like, what? She goes, if you're moving, they're moving with you. If you're not moving, your dreams are sitting just like you are. I was like, I don't like that idea. She's like, well, that's the truth. If you don't put momentum behind yourself, nothing goes with you. It does exactly what you do. So when we look at this again, let's get back to it, right? We're looking at the shameless plugs. The first one is go ahead and plug yourself. Tell them to go look at your products. Tell them to go out and look for your website. Go see what you have. Go check out www.livingthedreambusiness.com. Go take time to look at the magazine. Go take time to look at the memberships. Go take time to see all the different things that are out there. Take a minute to push the button, right? See what it is that you can see. Tell them that. Enjoy them. Have them come and see you. Now we're going to start putting up all these live sessions out there as well. You can watch me out there, right? These kind of things. Have it out there. Have it ready. Boom. Get it ready. Go out to LinkedIn, right? And then you find somebody on your team. Number two, you're finding somebody on your team, somebody you collaborate with, somebody that you're willing to say, we work well together and we can do this together and we can create you the right package that you need for what you need in your business. Be willing to tell them, I absolutely have somebody else that I collaborate with, and let me tell you about her or him or whomever, right? And then the third, which is really most important, is to go out there, and if you're already using it in your business, if it's something that's helping you grow, if it's something that you recommend, my God, get yourself an affiliate link and tell them, oh, this is what I'm using. Would do me a great favor that if you consider it or if you want to even look at it, please use my link. Help me, because I love helping other people. And I'm hoping that this will help you just as much as it helps me. Here is my link. And tell them this is helping me and it's helping you. Don't be ashamed of that, because right now that's what we need to do. We need to help each other any way we can. Okay.
I agree.
So you go ahead and you use those three in your emails, right? Don't be afraid to put the spotlight on something or someone that you are using for your business. Because you know what? And I would love to say this because I had one person just the other day told me, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. The answer was, she says, Melinda, you are such a resource. She says, you always give me a golden nugget that helps me out in some way. And you know what? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We're helping each other because when one of us rises, all of us rise, right? And as
I
long
agree.
as we're willing to get out there and work together and do our own chores, do our own homework first, because if somebody is a drowning man, they don't want somebody who can't swim. They want somebody who's prepared and able and strong enough to help. And that's how you let people know that you're there, by letting them know, I can do this.
There you go. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed it today. I know I did. It reminded me I need to get back on LinkedIn and look and see what I have and my website, make sure everything looks good. I need to go and just refresh everything and give not just me a shameless plug, but my affiliates and my partners.
Yep.
So I hope you got a lot out of this today. You know, we're here every single week at 9 o'clock Central Time. I hope that you'll join the mastermind or the membership group, because I think that the more people that are in there, the better off we all are. We can help each other.
Yes, we can. Come see me at www.livingthedreambusiness.com. Come see me on Melinda Cooper Facebook, Living the Dream Business. You know what? I'm willing to help and I'm ready to help. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Bye for now.